Hello. What is up? It is that time again. Now, obviously, I am sounding a little bit better, right? I'm not hacking. I'm not hacking and coughing away. So I'm feeling much better now. No longer sick. Felt like streaming a little bit. So what I'm gonna do this time around, for this, I'm just gonna talk about like how Pokemon has they dropped the biggest ball possible. And it's that they didn't make this game. Like, Legends Arceus was so close to being this. You had like old school technology. It's it's in the past. What the heck, Colonel Sanders? Why do you have tits? Look at them thighs. Oh, okay, never mind. He's back. All right, here's the pals. Where's the serpent? It says Surfing is working, but do I see? Oh, wait, there he is. How'd I pass him? Maybe he just didn't load in. A she, excuse me. So I'll show you what I got today. I've got a few items that I can sell because I already have these schematics in my inventory. I don't really need them. So apparently these can all be sold for a fairly good price. So I'm going to do that. Apparently I have some items I need to put in here. What? Now, I can't remember if last time I streamed I had Gale Claw, but I most certainly had Gale Claw. I just hadn't raised it yet. And you'll see why it's so good in a second. Ooh, I could craft more bullets. I need to do that. Yeah. Do I want the course ammo or do I want the handgun ammo? I think I actually want to just make the handgun ammo. If I'm gonna be honest. It takes up the same amount of ingots, right? Oh. You know what? The course ammo does equal more per... Like, I am getting double the amount of course ammo. Like, I'm getting 26 times 10, so I would be getting 260 ammo. That is kind of nice. A metal helm. Ooh. And all the thoughts within. You know what? I kind of do want the helmet. I'm not going to lie. Oh, what is it now? The Free PAL Alliance hardliners. Alright, hold on. Hold on. We got to take out the trash. What weapon do I have on me? I have the rifle. How much ammo do I have? 10. Okay. Woo! This thing is so good. Like, it's like an instant speed boost as soon as you press space. Like, even if I'm at a low incline area, I still go for it. Alright. You gotta get past Warsec. I'm sorry. Warsec, what are you doing? Don't punch the tree. Punch the bad guy. Get him! Get him! What are you doing? I'm having to do all the work. Why aren't you doing anything? Is it because they're not attacking me or something? Like, what's going on? Bro, quit bee hopping. What is bro doing? I think it's honestly like, I don't know, maybe all the raids are broken, right? Maybe all of them are broken like this. But I think it's just because of where I have my house. If I had to be honest, I think the position of my house kind of confuses the AI. I could have tried to capture him, I guess, but I don't know. It was just kind of funny.
What?
They get confused. They don't know how to navigate the land. When did these things die? Oh, never mind. They were just sleeping. I was about to say, what killed these things? I just loaded in. But yeah, I think it's genuinely like the layout of my house and where it is on the map confuses the AI. Because a lot of them do get stuck, like, down there. And it doesn't make sense. Like, it shouldn't be a confusing thing for them getting up here. But it just is. But yeah, that is one of the factions that exist in this game, is the free PAL. And I don't really understand them, because if their goal is to free every PAL from the hands of man, if that's their goal, then they're doing a crappy job with it. Because like, I see them, like, their NPCs just in the open wild, they will fight PALs. And I'm like, hold on, wait a minute. I thought you were like the equivalent of PETA. Well, I guess they are the equivalent of PETA, because PETA is terrible to animals, so they kill more animals than like anyone else. So I guess they are. All right, I can make this. I can go ahead and start someone on this. Who's got handiwork? I think does Warsec have handiwork? He does. He does. Get to work. Nice. Thank you, my friend. This is going to take a little bit. But, yeah. Pokemon really dropped the ball by not making this game. Legends Arceus. I love Legends Arceus. I think that's probably the best Pokemon game that's come out in the last, like, 10 years, I would say. I liked it better than Sun and Moon. I liked it better than Sword and Shield. I haven't played Scarlet and Violet yet, to be fair, but I feel like I would like... I feel like I would enjoy Arceus more than Scarlet and Violet, but I can't say that for 100% certain. But I'll say it's better than X and Y. It's just better than a lot of things Pokemon's been making recently, and you know, I say that as not necessarily like just to say, oh, Pokemon sucks, you should boycott it. I say it as in, like, Pokemon should do better. And you should boycott it. But it's like, it's one of those things where this is a billion-dollar company. I expect them to make something that looks like it was made by a billion-dollar company. Is that too much to ask? Am I don't know, is that greedy? I don't know, it doesn't make sense to me. But they could have easily made a really good survival Pokemon game. You don't even have to kill stuff. You could just say, like, they knocked it out. I mean, even the PALs get the squiggly eyes, like they do in the anime. So, like, the Pokemon anime, that is. So, yeah, when is the Pal World anime coming out? I would actually love a Pal World anime with, like, an actual plot and stuff. Because you don't have the typical, like, oh, we're just going to, you know, we're just going to run around and collect 8 gym badges and fight the league, and that's it. Like, this one actually requires somewhat of a plot.
Yeah.
So, like, I mean, I wouldn't mind an anime based off of this game. I wouldn't mind that at all. Come on. I like these guys because, whoa! They use crossbows. Which is just free ammo for me when they die. They drop arrows. Gotta reload. Nice. Rock is super effective against flying. Just kidding. There is no flying type in this game, which I find kind of strange. I'm not gonna lie. It feels a little weird that every flying type is neutral. It feels, I don't know, it just feels a little strange. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. Yeah, I love the bullet seed machine gun. Nice touch. But it is just kind of weird. How they're all the flying pals are just neutral type. I think it's a bit of a missed opportunity to have a flying type, or like an air or wind type, you know, just something like that. I mean, even the wind move, I think the move that's like wind attack or wind blade or something like that is a grass move, and I'm like, what? Grass is wind? I don't know, all I'm saying is it feels a little unfortunate that we don't have that, because I think that would be cool. Now the other flying that like the other flying pals that, you know, definitely look like they could be flying type, but they're not, and I'm glad they're not. Like, I think that's good, because you've got like Van Worm, which is a fire dark. I think that's really cool. But then you have stuff like Gale Claw and Nightwing, which is not the DC character. That just, they're 100% a flying type. But because there is no flying type, they're forced to be neutral. And that's kind of lame.
Yeah.
And just like in Pokemon, like neutral is a lame type. It's got no super effective, and it has like no resistance. It just exists. And I don't know, I just wish I had a little bit more to it.
What?
But yeah, freaking Gale Claw, bro. Look at this thing. Look at the ground I can travel. And at the speed I can travel it. It's crazy. I see that. Mega Sphere, I gotta grab that. Alright, alright, alright. This area to me feels like it's like a placeholder for something. Like, I want to take an explosive and just...
Yeah.
Ah. Alright. Fair enough. But it definitely looks like it's a placeholder for something. That, or maybe it's just kind of world building, like, hey, not every cave is, you know, wide open. Sometimes sometimes it's still, it's closed up. Also, Warsect sounds like a bear, and I will not complain, because it's sick. Alright, yeah, so I just put that on my head instead of the feather. And you know what? The feather has been broken for a long time anyway. I say good riddance, because it requires an ancient piece, whatever it's called. What is it? Ancient civilization part. And I don't want to give that up every time I need to repair that thing. And you do have to repair it a lot, let me tell you. I also have a lot of medicine, but like nothing really works, because like all of it is like it doesn't restore health. This does not restore health. It's good for colds and sprains. This is good for ulcers and fractures. But like, I haven't come across these things, and I think it might just be because, like my character or my pals have never had a fracture, they've never had a cold or anything like that. And I think it might just be because either I'm just pretty good at not letting that happen to my pals by taking care of them, or the mechanics are not put in the game yet. So maybe like this is one of those things where I stockpile on the stuff now and I wait for the time where I need it. But as you can see with Gale Claw, like not even just using it for you know, gliding, but just getting from place to place faster is so much more effective. Oh, there's the thing. Yeah, I guess that would protect me, but how is it staying on? Did I glue this to my head? But going back to Legends Arceus, like imagine Legends Arceus, but they went a step further with it. They're like, here you can build a base. You know, you can, you know, the village is here, but you can build a base anywhere you want. And your Pokemon, you know, your Pokemon will get healed and, you know, fed at the Pokemon Center or whenever you take a nap, whatever. But you yourself, you need food. So like you have to, you know, you have to get stuff from Pokemon. Like maybe it's not meat, right? Maybe maybe you don't get meat from Pokemon because Game Freak probably wouldn't be too happy about like you hunting, like actually hunting Pokemon. But like maybe it's like you get berries off of them. I mean, there's so many berries in the Pokemon games just across different time, just different games and stuff. So I mean, like, it's not impossible. This guy is sick. Cryolinks. This guy skipped leg day, but good lord, is he valid. I mean, look at him. He is a beast. Dude is crazy. Dude is jacked. But yeah, I mean, like, Pokemon could have done that. They could have gone that step further. And honestly, if they have just given Arceus a little more time to cook, you know, like maybe they, you know, the recipe called for 15 minutes and they went for 10 instead. You know, maybe they could have made that with Arceus. Maybe they could have done that. But obviously it's not the case. But they definitely could have. It's like something they totally could have done if they wanted to. So I think Arceus was a good game. Their best in years. But it could have been more. So I look at this situation like we could have had a little bit more. We could have had a little bit more with it. And you know, Pal World might not even exist if they did that with Arceus. Like, you know, like Pal World might not even have gone through. Maybe they, you know, recalled it or something and just said, you know what, Game Freak is doing that. Is doing the Arceus game. Let's just call it quits where it is, you know. What are you doing all the way over here? This is my land. Yeah. Go fight him. So this guy, whenever he kills dragons, or she, whenever she kills dragons, they drop more items. Very cool. Very cool. I see, like, obviously Pokemon is not, you know, had a history of building, you know, abilities and mechanics for survival games, but I mean, I feel like it wouldn't be that hard to do. I feel like all the key ingredients are certainly there. Why did bro just teleport out? Seems hungry, yes. So why would you go away from the food? Do you see how much food is here? By the way, with these three constantly glitching out of the fortress and never being able to get back in, like, I want that bug to be fixed, because that's a stupid bug. They just wander off over here doing nothing. And, like, they usually get to the wall, and then they stay at the wall, and then, like, a minute later, they glitch and teleport through it. And it's, like, it's so annoying. But, even with them being incompetent, like, just stupid, they've made over 1,000 berries. And that's just the ones in here. That's just the ones, like, in the feed box. If I go to my inventory, I have 424 of these things that are automatically being fed to me and my pals. Oh, I need to boost my stuff. I think I will boost stamina this time. Oh, I can boost again. I will boost my health. 2,000 HP. That's huge. I just boost stamina and health. I don't really care so much for the work speed. Oh yeah, weight every now and then I'll boost weight, but I feel like I never have, you know, weight issues with my character at this point. So like, I don't really need to upgrade this any further. Attack, kind of a waste of time really to do that. Not really a point in doing it because the guns, once you get better guns, it just works anyway. And you only increase it by like I think 2 at a time. So it's really just not worth it. But stamina, and health are your go-tos. Like, always boost these. Always boost these. In my opinion, that's how I play the game. But yeah, I mean, it's just that's just how I think it works for me anyway. But yeah, the trio over here have been like very productive, despite the fact that they're just horribly stupid. Need to make more bullets. And people still call this game like, oh, this is a cheap knockoff of Pokemon. Like, bro, grow up. This game is better than Pokemon. What can I say? Like, even in its buggy state, like right now, he's not wanting to work. Even in its kind of buggy state, because it's early access, right? It's not technically completed yet. Like, it's available. This is almost like a paid-for demo, or like you're pre-ordering the full game. Essentially, is how I look at early access games. What this game has accomplished, even with like all the bugs right now, it is so good. I love the designs of the pals. Like, there's a lot of really unique ones. Like, people want to harp on like the ones that are similar to Pokemon, which again is not plagiarism because they're not the exact same. They're taking inspiration from like multiple Pokemon and slapping them together into fusions, and it works. And when fans do that and post it as fan art, oh, this is cool. This is so cool. I would love to see a fan Pokemon game where you can fuse Pokemon together. Oh, bam, we got it. That's a fan-made game. I love that game, by the way. That was one of my favorite Pokemon experiences in years. I need to play it again. But the freaking fan games are like, oh yeah, this is great, no problem. I love this. And then like an original game does the same thing, but even more creative with it, because like obviously it's not taking the actual Pokemon and combining them, it's taking elements of Pokemon and slapping them together, and then that's called the cheap knockoff. And I'm like, what make up your mind. What is the cheap knockoff? The company that is like the indie company that is like, you know, creating stuff from the ground up and like taking inspiration from Pokemon, or the billion-dollar company that can't make a good game to save their lives? Which is the cheap knockoff and which is the great franchise? You tell me. I think this is the great franchise. But while he is cooking up bullets, I think it would be a good time to do something a little bit different. I'm going to do a little bit of reacting, and it's going to take a little bit of jerry rigging. Let me see if I can, I'm gonna make a new scene. Bear with me here. Display capture. Yes. Display capture. This is gonna be the other one. Yeah. Wait, I'm already display capturing. Okay, but you know what? I do want to do something different, because I do want to do... Okay, let's go to image. I should have done this beforehand, but I didn't think about this until it was too late. We're going to react to the False Swipe Gaming How Great Was Sceptile Actually video. Because obviously Sceptile. We're going to go with the webcam format. Yeah, there we go. And what we're going to do, because I don't believe in just mooching off of content and just having like no input or just raw stealing it. What we're going to do is I'm going to make the video be in the small corner. I'm going to put the video in the small corner. And like where you can't watch it very high quality. And then I'm going to put like my character image in the big one. Let me see, where's that at? I think that's it here. Random stuff, random stuff. There it is. Where's my picture? There it is. Yeah. We're gonna put this here. Perfect. Edit, transform, flip. Perfect. Well, not exactly perfect, but it's close enough. Crop left, we'll say, what is that? 200. Crop right, 200. Alright, let's do 300. That's a bit too harsh. 270, and then 270. And then we fix it. We do a little bit more cropping. Just bear with me. 280, 280. It's just barely too much still, so I'm just gonna... There we go. Perfect. Perfect. Alright, we are golden. So this is how we're gonna do it. This is how we're gonna do it. We're gonna watch how great was Sceptile actually. Oh, we're gonna watch it like this. So, let me turn down Pal World real quick. Yeah, it's gonna take him forever to do this. All right, so let's pull up this and let's watch it.
Today we're remaking Sceptile, the final evolution of the beloved Gen 3 starter Trico, and the unexpected hero of Pokemon Mystery Dungeon 2, Grovyle. Sceptile has had renown among fans for some time. It's got a great design, as in addition to its surface level grassiness, it also bears a reptilian, draconic side with its dinosaur-like design and access to moves like Dragon Claw. Ash also had a Sceptile while traversing the Hoenn region, raising it all the way from Trico and having it become one of his most reliable Pokemon. It even battled the legendary likes of Deoxys, Darkrai, and Regirock. Today we'll be examining if Sceptile's tenure in the competitive scene was similarly legendary. And so we ask, how great was Sceptile actually? And in this video we'll be going over these competitive formats. There was a lot to like about Sceptile when it hit the competitive scene in Generation 3. Its speed stat was absolutely amazing, on par with the tier-defining Dugtrio. This allowed it to outrun Tyranitar after a Dragon Dance, as well as get the jump on the natural speedster Starmie, and strike them hard with its super effective stab. A stab type that also smacked the tier's omnipresent Bulky Waters and Claydol. With a solid base 105 special
so like
attack
I didn't
stat
play,
and a solid move pool,
I didn't play
including moves
competitive Gen 3. But I did, like, obviously I played Gen 3. That was, like, Emerald was my first Pokemon game. Which you can say, like, poser, he's not the hardcore, he never played Red and Blue.
Like Crunch, Pursuit, Leech Seed, and Endeavor.
But Sceptile was always, like,
seemed primed for success. But
it was so
sadly,
good.
Things weren't quite that simple.
Through
and Sceptile
Emerald.
had a lot of problems holding it back. First of all, it's
I taught mine Dynamic Punch, which is a terrible move. It is a terrible move for Sceptile to have. Just in Gen 3 and below in general, Dynamic Punch is terrible. And then No Guard came in Gen 4, and like, holy crap, Machamp actually is the only one who uses it well. Then Gen 5 gave it to Golurk, and that was cool. But like, I gave it to Sceptile for whatever reason. And every now and then, the coin flip would be in my favor, and I would get a huge amount of damage.
signature stab Leaf Blade was 70 base power in Gen 3, meaning it was on par with Hidden Power Grass. That kind of strength was fine on a bulky Pokemon like Celebi, but not on a Pokemon with Sceptile's fragility. The existence of Celebi was a major roadblock for Sceptile as well, as Celebi both was an excellent answer to Sceptile and was incredibly strong competition. Furthermore, Sceptile's coverage moves were not nearly as strong as they needed to be given its frailty. Even when hitting super effectively, it couldn't KO the opposition as fast as it had to compensate for the fact that it struggled to take a hit. There was also the matter of finding that super effective coverage to begin with. Whether it was Hidden Power Fire or Ice, Sceptile was going to miss out on something major, and being unable to scratch Metagross and Jirachi or Salamence and Zapdos were...
That's always been Sceptile's like biggest problem, is that like the problem with it, let me just webcam a little bit. The problem with it is that like its move pool is not good enough for like covering stuff. It's not good enough. It's like it has grass, and back then, keep in mind in Gen 3 the physical special split did not happen yet. The divorce did not happen, so all attacks were confined to their type. So Sceptile being a higher special attacker and having 120 base speed is fantastic, especially back then. Like that's an insane amount of stats for a starter Pokemon to have that much speed and special attack. But when you look at its move pool, like look at the moves it was using. Like it had nothing other than like it had Thunder Punch, it had Leaf Blade, and then it had like a Hidden Power, and that was it for special. Like you couldn't do anything, and not to mention there was no nasty plot. And even now, Sceptile doesn't get it. I don't know why it doesn't have nasty plot. That would be amazing, but it didn't have any kind of special boosting ability. So all I had was Swords Dance. And still to this day, all it has is Swords Dance. Well, it has Dragon Dance, but you would never use it. So I mean, it's got like the ability to try and Swords Dance sweep. And 85 back in Gen 3 was not terrible attack. But again, its stab is stuck to special. So it's one of those awkward Pokemon that like the main thing it would do is sub Leech Seed, and I think that's probably what's about to be talked about here.
Both pernicious poisons to pick. Nevertheless, Sceptile did have a niche thanks to its access to Leech Seed, one of the best moves in the game.
I called it. It's almost as if I know this Pokemon very well.
It was the game's fastest Leech Seed user, and thus it could run a substitute Leech Seed set that was potentially incredibly annoying, stalling out many Pokemon one-on-one, forcing them to switch, giving Sceptile another sub so it could repeat the cycle over and over.
Pre-Whimsicott with Prankster, I think this was the fastest grass type with Leech Seed, if I'm correct. I think this was the fastest Subseeder. And it's like, yeah, its move pool for offense isn't that good, but what are you gonna do whenever you send out Swampert or Tyranitar, and I have Sceptile with Leaf Blade. You don't want to take a super effective Leaf Blade, so you're going to switch out into your Fire type or your Flying type or whatever. I hit you with Leech Seed. Now I go for Substitute. All right? Or better yet, actually, I go for Protect. Okay, that your Flamethrower, not effective. I go for Substitute next turn. Flamethrower, not effective. I go for Protect next turn. And like the Leech Seed sucking that's happening right now, like, this thing could just live forever. Like, that back then, before Prankster, and before a lot of priority moves were in the game, this was insane.
And those forced switches were especially
And again, I didn't play as
nasty
competitively. But, like, I've since gone back and replayed Gen 3, and I've run this set, and it's like...
Sceptile threatened the tier's rapid spinning
it's insane.
Of Starmie, Play-Doh, and Fortress.
It's boring.
Yes, Celebi could pull off Subseed as well, but
it's
it was
very
far
powerful.
more Dugtrio prone than Sceptile, and it didn't have Sceptile's amazing capability
also, let me know how the audio is,
Starmie
how the
and Dragon Dance Tyranitar. And with Substitute, Sceptile could even weaken itself into Overgrow range to power up its Leaf Blade. But make no mistake, Sceptile was niche. It offered just about nothing to a team defensively, and you couldn't just slap it on a team over Celebi because if Celebi on that team was responsible for taking
so
on
it didn't
Zapdos,
drop the UU, it stayed
even though
OU.
it resisted Thunderbolt, Sceptile was far from a Zapdos answer. As such, fitting Sceptile onto a team was specific, but under the right circumstances, it could be quite effective. Sceptile had to settle for this, given how it would run circles around UU and thus remained borderline. But overall, not a bad debut generation. Sceptile's issues with power and...
All right, so we take a break from that. We go back to the other format. What time of day is it? Oh, it's not even half the day yet. It's still doing it? Okay, the egg has at least finished hatching. We gotta claim it. I hate Grintail, bro. Alright? I don't like this thing. It keeps giving it to me, is the thing. If you look at it, by the way, in the team preview, not the team preview. That's a Pokemon Showdown player right there. This little preview that shows the Pokemon and stats and everything like that. It does not portray the actual size of this beast. Look at this thing. Look at this thing and look how strong Colonel Sanders is. Is because of all the fried chicken he eats. But yeah, like this thing is gigantic. And you know what? Honestly, I might as well start stacking Nightwings. I might as well start doing that. Grintail, I don't care. Grintail sells for quite a bit. I can sell it, make some decent money off of it, and I've got 2 of the things. So I refuse. I refuse to use this thing. I hate it. Let me see if I got any more eggs. It's my egg box. Nope. I do have more fruits though, so I could put this up. Acid rain. Oh, this is the wrong one. Yeah, acid rain, and then there's another fire. Oh, this is a blue fire. I need to put this in here. I try and keep everything fairly organized. I have a lot of nightmare balls. 30 cooldown, but 100 power. Massive. Alright. Oh yeah, I guess I can re-equip that. Okay, let me go back over here. Still working on it. Okay, so let's get back to the false white game
Coverage
video.
were beautifully remedied in Generation 4. So much so, the changes Diamond and Pearl brought about almost seemed designed for
Gen
it.
4
Weak
was one of the
stab,
biggest, I think historically Gen 4 was the biggest generation as far as competitive goes. It added so much mechanics and so many moves. It's crazy. It's crazy. It really and also the Pokemon design choices as far as stats, abilities, types, and everything. It got a lot smarter. It got a lot smarter here for sure, for sure.
Forget Leaf Blade. Though it was now 90 base power, it was also physical thanks to the new damage system. Of much greater interest was Sceptile's 140 base power Leaf Storm off of its much better special.
Oh, I forgot it used to be 140 base power. I'm so used to it being 130.
Not only that, but Sceptile was also boosted greatly with the newly added items Life Orb and Choice Specs. Suddenly, it was threatening the 2-hit KOs and 1-hit KOs a Pokemon of its speedy and frail stature needed to. Mostly with its stab, of course, but with its coverage as well, which had also been improved massively. Focus
massively is a bit of an overstatement, actually. I think because Focus Blast, you can hit steel with it. That's cool. That's all right. Do it hit though? Dragon Pulse is nice just because it grass does not hit dragon, so at least dragon is pretty good for hitting that. And back in Gen 4, before the Fairy Nation attacked, dragon was only resisted by steel, so it was pretty good coverage.
Blast provided Sceptile with a powerful anti-steel tool, while Dragon Pulse was excellent for allowing Sceptile to hit dragon types without needing to resort to hidden power ice, leaving it free to run another hidden power. Now,
most likely hidden power fire.
Sceptile wasn't quite strong enough to make any sort of real niche for itself.
Oh, I forgot grass types get hit by Spore too.
Tantalizing though its speed stat was to a few players who experimented with it briefly, appreciating its ability to outrun Scarf Tyranitar, but it never amounted to anything. Instead, Sceptile managed.
Yeah. Choice Scarf Tyranitar cannot even outspeed Sceptile max speed. That's how fast it is. 120 base speed is still to this day. 120 base speed is insane. And being able to use its special attack in Gen 4 with Leaf Storm and Focus Blast, high base power moves, 140 and 120 back then. Yeah, this thing had some good offense. I think Gen 4 was when I started playing competitive Pokemon, when I actually started EV training and stuff like that. Definitely Gen 4, I feel like Sceptile started to find itself a lot better. Of course, there was no match for OU compared to all the insane Pokemon that were introduced in Gen 4. But it definitely, I think it got better from Gen 3.
to reach Yu this time around and settled into the tier perfectly as one of the most potent attackers around. It didn't effortlessly run everything over, as it did have to take care of switching in lest its poor bulk stop it from doing any damage. But once it was in, not much in the tier was safe from its life orb and choice specs assaults. Tier staples like Rhyperior and the plentiful bulky waters ran in terror from Leaf Storm, as did many neutral Pokemon like Rotom, while the likes of Registeel hated eating Focus Blast, especially with the spike support Sceptile was best with, as it
If it hits.
helped it rip through its most common check, Venusaur, more efficiently. Hazard support also ensured bulky fire types like Arcanine and Moltres were reluctant to switch in. Sceptile wasn't just brute force either, though that's not to say there weren't times where it would just Specs Leaf Storm everything in sight, which it absolutely did. However, it also had plenty of variety to its onslaught, which made it even tougher to deal with. For instance, Life Orb variants could slot in Hidden Power Psychic to maintain its crucial super effective smack on Venusaur, while utterly destroying a Toxicroak thinking itself safe. Sceptile could also go physical with a Swords Dance set, as with a Swords Dance set.
This was my jam. This is still my jam. I love Swords Dance Sceptile. Not so much in... Well, I ran it in Gen 4 too, but I love it in Gen 5 and onwards because it's got Unburden. This thing with double speed and double attack, it's pretty freaking good.
It completely turned the tables on its would-be most reliable counter, Chansey, ripping through it with a boosted Leaf Blade, as well as smashing Registeel, Arcanine, and Toxicroak with a boosted Earthquake, and dropping Moltres and Altaria with Rock Slide. Swords Dance Sceptile wasn't always the move, given that it was operating off of its significantly lower attack stat, but the surprise factor meant it was legitimate, especially since it had the speed to capitalize on that surprise to the max. That's
Double Hedge is wild. The thing is with Sceptile's physical move pool is it has Swords Dance, Rock Slide, and Earthquake. Those three moves cover just about everything. Just about. Now, again, 85 attack, not that great, but back in the older generations, it was doable, especially in not the top tier of OU, but in UU, it's definitely more passable there. I mean, if you double any attack stat, it becomes, well, not any, but most attack stats, if you double it, it's it's pretty scary. Plus, this thing has Overgrow, so its Leaf Blade is going to be insanely powerful. Plus, they buffed it to 90 in this gen. So
speed meant it could take over
much
battles
more-
with
much more
absurd
dangerous.
ease. Since offensive teams too frail to take its hits were generally only going to be beating it with Scarfers or Priority, both of which were exploitable in their own way. Sceptile didn't even have to go all out aggressive. Its trademark Subseed set, while
I think it might have finished. It did. We'll still finish Gen 4.
greatly
the Gen
annoyed
4
by
segment.
Venusaur and Clefable,
I don't
was
think it's that
potentially
much
just
longer.
as
Yeah,
much of
it's
a
not that
game
much
ender
longer.
once it got going. Overall, though, it was Sceptile's boosted special hits that were its bread and butter, as so much of the tier struggled to withstand its mighty Specs Leaf Storms. Have fun switching in your so-called resists. Yeah, Leafeon, Houndoom, and Toxicroak will just love that huge hit. And Arceus help you if Sceptile dropped into Overgrow range. So all in all,
Yeah.
Sceptile was an excellent Pokemon in Generation 4 underused. Sceptile
All right. We shall return to Pal World now. Let me see if my webcam's working. I'll just keep my webcam on. Yeah, it's working. Okay. Not the best cropping, but you know what? We'll take it. We'll take it. Let me see if I can actually change that. Transform, edit, transform. I wish it was a little easier to do the cropping. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not a fan of how OBS does the. I disappeared. Sorry. The cropping. There we go. That's good. Yeah. Okay. Let's sleep. Let me turn the game audio back up. I don't know why it took me forever to find that. I have no more eggs. I think I turned it up a little bit too loud. I think I had it at like 25. I'll turn it up 30. Because I'm a bad boy or something. Alright, there we go. Let's see. Let's go to the black market dealer. The contraband trader.
What?
Yeah, look at this thing. Freaking America. Russia war is chasing me. That rush whore is changing me, man. I'm telling you.
What?
I couldn't resist. Low-hanging fruit. Abandoned mine shaft. Children beware. There are Minecraft YouTubers down here. Hello, friend. You don't know how tempting it is to shoot this thing. It is the most tempting thing in any video game I've ever felt. Another Marith, or Marith. I do want this. I want this. Because the one I have is not very good. Pen King and Incineram. Both of them are pretty freaking rare. Are they worth the price? Probably. I don't know. Catching these things is a pain right now because they're kind of like I can find more of them, but they're too high level for me to catch right now. Gale Claw being cheap is kind of surprising. I'm kind of shocked about that. It's only 500 more than Cremis, and Cremis is like Route 1 type of thing. Should have ran. I don't think I'll buy it. I think I'll just be patient. Let me just sell everything else here. So, goodbye. Yeah, this thing is nice. Much better. Much better. Kind of shocked that it's not also Dark Fire. But to be fair, there are a lot of Dark Fires already in the game. So, I'm not shocked.
What?
Well, I mean, I am shocked, but I'm just a little disappointed, I guess. But it's not an immeasurable disappointment. It's I can manage it. I can manage the disappointment.
What?
Maybe I spam
What?
Gale Claw a little bit too much. But it is just easy to do. I mean, like, it's so effective. Going uphill, maybe it's not faster. I don't know. I was kind of getting some good speed, though. Let's see if I can get some more ammo off with these guys. Gale Claw! Do your thing. He missed. I love the sound effects. I didn't get anything. Also, I mentioned this before, but small detail that the carnivorous pals eat the dead remains of enemies. Very cool. Alright, let me go back, go back to the house real quick. Whoa, he's frozen in time! His animation is frozen. That's very goofy. Let's see. I've got 60 bullets. That means 98 bullets. I can still save up a little bit. I can go, you know what? I think I'm going to go mining. I think I'm going to mine for the moment. Away! It's so efficient at moving around. Like, I was, at first, whenever I got it, I thought it was going to let me fly, like, on top of Gale Claw, and just, like, it would, you know, similar to Van Wyrm, how I can fly with it. I thought it was going to be good for that. But this is actually just better. This is just straight up better. The fact that you can just, like, you just press space and just fly across the map at Mach speed is so fun. Of course, the only thing is, like, you can't use it while Gale Claw is fighting, because the Gale Claw will just teleport to you whenever you use space. I would actually just prefer that if Gale Claw is out and, like, you know, actively in a battle or something, that I just don't use Gale Claw. That I just use my my actual what is it called? Glider. I would prefer if it just let me use my glider. But it's alright. I think since I'm good on food, you know what? I think I'm gonna change up the roster. I have so much food, it's ridiculous. I think I can put these guys away. What I need are miners, pause, and log workers. So these guys should get to work doing that. They always get stumbled around here. Yes. Okay. That's all I need. I need those guys doing that. And while they're doing that, I need to put Kieran. I need to put Kieran on this. I know I left my doors open, but it should be fine. We're not having a raid. I hit it once and it shatters into pieces. Oh, Kieran, what are you doing? I wish it would stay over there. God. Come on, climb the thing. Let me make the difficult decision. The tedious, oh so painful decision of just putting it outside. And it should go to refining. Yes. Okay, good. How much do I got on me? All right. Ugh. I don't have a towel with mining on me. I need to get one. Sometimes they don't help with the sparkly rocks though. I don't know what it is. They don't. Sometimes they don't help. Recharge the stamina a little bit. All right. Did you guys see that nacho fries are going to be a permanent menu item at Taco Bell finally? I don't know why it took the marketing team this long to figure out, hey, whenever we have nacho fries on the menu, we get a spike in sales. Maybe we should have this be permanent? And then the guy, the CEO, is just like, nah, that could never work.
What?
Something else that's cool, because you glide with Gale Claw with one hand, it leaves you to have your free hand. So like I can, while I'm doing this, well, it's not letting me do it now for some reason, but it's kind of weird. It wasn't letting me do it. But yeah, I can just do this, and if I get my, if I'm goated, yeah. You can even grapple like that, and it's really cool. Uh-oh. Come on. Make it! You! Patience, patience. You got double tap space sometimes to climb, to jump during climbing. The first time you don't have to, you just press it once. The second time you had to double tap it. I'm not sure why. Maybe that should be looked at. Kieran, buddy, what are you doing? Let me pick you up. It won't let me. Apparently I have picked up too much wood. Oh, did he finish refining? Oh yeah, he did, okay. Let's put you back to work. Thank you, thank you. It's kind of cool that multiple pals can be doing that. So I think I'll put multiple miners, pause, on that. Let me see, what else? Who else is good at mining? Who else is good at mining? Doomud is apparently really good at mining, despite the fact that its arms are just little things. Little fins. Let's see what else. The Fuddler. We gotta get him out here. 2 Fuddlers. We'll put the old Fuddler up. And I'll just put him in the sale box, because why do I need 2 Fuddlers? I'll put you in here. I have a bunch of land balls. I'm trying to catch 1 million of them so I can merge them all together to make the ultimate land ball. So yeah, so I've got 2 miners enslaved, and that guy.
What?
Very effective. Let's see. Oh! Oh, it's a sparkly chicken! We gotta catch it. You are coming with me. I hate how the crits are just sort of random. Get in there! Sorry, I had to do the streamer face. All right. Oh, I love how he stares at you in the bottom left corner. Very good. I got a lucky Chickapea, which means I now need to catch 1 million Chickapeas and merge them into the ultimate being. So you got like the essence condenser, which is that giant thing on top of my base, a giant lab tube thing. That is very good for if you have multiple pals of the same species. Whoa, that was weird. You can merge them all together to make a stronger one. And like, it's not a huge stat increase, but it is significant. Look at this. This is great. This is fantastic right here. This is maximum production. So yeah, like you can make them a lot stronger, which is nice. And very, very effective. Oh, I can sell this? Nice. I'll keep it on me. The ancient part I'll put over there. The flame organ I got in this box. I keep my inventory pretty tidy. I'm not gonna lie. I keep everything pretty well separated. Pretty well made. You're not gonna help me cook? Okay. Oh, he's on a short break. Okay, I got you. Here, I got you. Alright, well, at least you got the 5 done. That's all that really matters. Yeah, let me see what I can eat. Who wants an egg? The chicken? That would be funny. Yeah, we're done mining for now. I'll put this in the equipment chest. And we need to get crafting. We need to get our craftiness. What does Chickapea have? What abilities do you have? Gathering and farming. Okay. Lock on laser. What in the world? What are you doing with this? Minor injury. Oh, that's the health. Okay, that's just saying the health. Okay. Sometimes lays an egg when assigned to ranch. That could be useful for food. I would say an egg is much more useful for like food stuff than milk and cotton candy. And because it's got the lucky passive, it probably produces eggs faster. So it's kind of nice. I need to make more bullets. 35, 350 bullets. Oh, not that much. Let's just do 10. Let's just make 100 of these. How about we do that?
Yeah.
And I think I've got a pal with handiwork 2. I want to say I do. Incineram. I'll put Chicopee in here. The to-do list of raising pals box. All right. Let's put you to work, my friend. I need to see. Okay, he is working. Okay. So let's turn the sound back down a little bit. And let's get back to the false wipe video. We're moving on to Gen 5. Sceptile
received a tremendous new ability in Generation 5,
let me swap
Unburden,
scenes.
which doubled its speed once its item was used. This would allow Sceptile to outrun every Scarfer that usually revenge kill it by a country mile. And given that it could activate Unburden with the newly added gems, which would also give it a much appreciated
I
burst
miss
of
the
power,
gems, man. I want the gems to come back. Every day I think about how Sceptile would be so much better if gems were in the game. At least a flying gem, please, so we can do the acrobatics 1-2 combo. That was so good. Like that combo alone made Archeops insanely good, despite the fact that its ability sucks. Why can't we have that back? Why can't we have nice things, Game Freak, please?
Specifically flying gem, which went hand in hand beautifully with acrobatics, a move Sceptile loved for its ability to help it crush an otherwise perfect counter in Eviolite Roselia.
Yes, please, please, can we have it back? Acrobatics especially is good because it allows you to hit other grass types, which for the longest time could just wall Sceptile. I mean, you put a grass. I think I might have heard a sound effect. Are we experiencing a raid? We are not. Never mind. For a long time, grass types could wall Sceptile, so acrobatics in the Sword Stance set makes perfect sense. But you do have to give up either Rock Slide or Earthquake. And Rock Slide is extremely good because it hits ice, bug, flying, and fire. 4 of the 5 weaknesses of ice. The only one, or grass, I mean. The only one that's not checked is poison, which Earthquake checks. And then you've got the resistances. You know, you got fire, steel, poison. Those all resist grass. Earthquake decimates all 3 of them. It's very good. And while Rock Slide is great, unfortunately, you have to get rid of it to use acrobatics because beating opposing grass types is that important. So it's kind of unfortunate, but it's the only thing that can hit Rotom Mow. Rotom Mow is like the bane of this thing's existence because it's, you know, Rock Slide is a weak move unless you're using it for super effective coverage. It's a pretty weak move at 75. So it's not going to do anything. You're not going to kill that thing in one shot, even with the Swords Dance, especially if it's a defensive variant. And then it's going to hit you with Will-O-Wisp, and your game is over. So, like, having the ability to hit something with acrobatics, 110 base power, plus the boost from Flying Gem was so good.
Acrobatic Sceptile, whether on a mixed set or Swords Dance set, was a force on offensive teams. A vicious mix of Wall Breaker and Cleaner, which vaulted it to
And
stardom.
not to mention, that Unburden on Sceptile feels like the most overkill thing ever, but when you think about it, Choice Scarf came in Generation 4 and allowed a bunch of Pokemon that normally couldn't outspeed Sceptile by a mile. Because of the Scarf. And you would never run Scarf on Sceptile because, like, he's already too fast. You need Specs or Band or something, or Sword Stance, right? But now with Unburden, it's like, oh, you have a Scarf Pokemon to outspeed me? Huh, not anymore.
in the new RU tier, a metagame famous for its resemblance to Diamond and Pearl underused. Swords Dance
I'm like
Sceptile was particularly
380
fierce
something
as it was a physical
speed
attacker that a
at level
Locomola
100,
wanted nothing to
double
do with,
that.
while
Now I'm
Mixed
close
Sceptile
to
slammed
si-
opponents
I'm
with
close to
heightened
700
immediacy through its
speed.
mass of coverage options, hitting a great deal of the tier super effectively. Sceptile wasn't just an acrobatics machine either. Good old Spec Sceptile remained ferocious for Leaf Storm's sheer spammable power, letting it seriously dent
I
or
love
straight
Gen
up
5
destroy
RU.
many
I feel like
common
that was
grass
probably one of my
resists.
favorite,
Rotom Mow, for instance, was by no
favorite
means
tiers.
frail, but a Spec Storm Absorber. Nonetheless, it was occasionally the specially defensive set. The more common offensive sets got crushed, as did Pokemon like Entei and Emboar, to say nothing of all the top tier staples like Golurk and Slowking that were hit super effectively. Spec Sceptile was particularly excellent because it now had superb secondary grass stab in the Giga Drain that had had its power and PP buffed. No
Yes.
longer could one attempt to play around it.
Giga Drain stayed winning. Gen 3, 60 power, 5 power points. Terrible move. Never use it. Gen 4, 60 power, but 10 power points. You put on a Technician Roserade and maybe it works. Gen 5, 10 power points and 75 power. Now we're talking.
In the late game by baiting it to drop its special attack with Leaf Storm, nor could one take advantage of Leaf Storm's 8 PP. Nope, Spextile, as it was called, would happily clean up with Giga Drain. Additionally, the solid
You put this thing in Overgrow as well, and now your Giga Drain is boosted, and you slurp up all your HP back up to full.
base
It
power
was
and
really
good neutral coverage
Specs
of
was a
Dragon
really good
Pulse,
set.
as well as its crucial super effective smash against Dredagon, of course, meant it was also quite spammable in cleanup scenarios late game, giving Sceptile a ton of flexibility and how it could finish teams off, and being all the better for it. It was so excellent because Specs' power let it act as a wall breaker, but unlike other similarly strong Pokemon, Sceptile's incredible speed let it play as a late game sweeper.
And again, fairies did not exist yet. So Dragon Pulse only resisted by steel. Insane.
Too, and it required no setup either, just immediately blasting damage. And so Sceptile added a great deal of depth to its game and excelled once more in Generation 5 RU. No more Flying Gem in Gen 6? While Sceptile losing this perfect unburdened strategy was quite a worthwhile trade-off, even though Leaf Storm had been nerfed from 140 to 130 base power, and Hidden Power had taken a hit from 70 to 60. Sceptile had a quiet XY, but come Oraz, it received a Mega Evolution, which finally leaned into its vaguely draconic design. The Dragon Pulse it had previously wielded was now stabbed.
Ah, this design is so good. I love this design so much. Freaking Grass Dragon is great offensively. Defensively, not the greatest. But man, why couldn't they just make this thing Grass Dragon to begin with? I feel like this is like one of those things where, like, I don't know, you can retcon it and just make base Sceptile Grass Dragon. I don't think anyone would be complaining. Now, I will admit, Lightning Rod is kind of a weak ability for this thing. It quad resists electric, which is like, why even give it Lightning Rod at this point? It's almost as bad as freaking Rhyperior having Lightning Rod. Although, it does have use in Gen 9, because you can change your type, and you can make it knock ground. And now, all of a sudden, the electric immunity actually means something. Same thing with Rotom Fan. You can now make it pure electric with Levitate and get rid of the flying type, the useless flying type. That's a very, very niche application of it, but like that's something you could do. But yeah, this design is sick. I mean, it's just Sceptile plus more. It's like the bushes are more extreme. There's more red accents to the design. The Christmas tree tail is so cool. The way it fires off like a rocket. It works with the lizards regenerating their tails and stuff like that. It's so good. Lightning Rod is just not a good ability for it. It's good in doubles, but like in singles, the only good thing is that you can switch into Thunder Wave or Nuzzle or Discharge, anything with like a high para chance. Switch into it for absolutely free, and it boosts your special attack. So it is not useless, but it's like, would I have rather had like, I don't know. Would I have rather had something like Tough Claws? Yeah, I would have loved Tough Claws. I would have loved... Flashfire doesn't really make sense. I'm trying to think of other good ones like grass. Regenerator would have been crazy. Honestly, Regenerator would have been nuts. I think if it had Regenerator, I think it would have been, like, not even kidding, one of the best Pokemon in Gen 6. But yeah, I mean, like, Regenerator would have been cool. Tough Claws would have been cool. Let me see. Is it time to sleep? I hear crickets. It is. It's time to sleep. But I mean, like, there's so many different abilities I think they could have given it that would have been a little bit better. Okay, it's working again. I see it. It is working. It's just the animation is not playing. But there's so many things that would have been better, I think, than Lightning Rod for this thing. I'm trying to think of other good ones that people suggested. Even Super Luck would have been cool, honestly. Super Luck with Leaf Blade, high critting. I mean, I would have taken that. But Lightning Rod sort of forced it into the special attacking role, even though its attack got a nice buff to 110. Like, it's actually pretty good. 110 attack with Swords Dance, not bad. The problem is that it's like, do you want to run a physical attacking Grass Dragon type? Not really. It doesn't have anything to hit Fairy. Like, I mean, it has nothing. It has no poison move. It has no steel move. It just, well, unless you count Iron Tail, which is so bad. It doesn't really have anything to hit fairies. So it's a dragon that cannot fight fairies at all. In Generation 6, where the fairies are taking over the banks, you know, you can't do anything. You can't do anything at all. So this thing kind of suffered. If this was made Gen 5 when fairies didn't exist, holy, this thing would have been insane. I mean, Specs Sceptile was able to get away with, like, Leaf Storm and Dragon Pulse, and then, like, Focus Blast out of necessity. It was able to get away with those 3 moves for, like, Gen 5 and Gen 4, just because Dragon was, like, almost completely unresisted. And then it had Focus Blast to hit Steel, so it didn't matter. But man, if this thing existed before fairies, so good, so good, so good.
As the half grass, half dragon Mega Sceptile now had a dual stab combination with which to dismantle opponents. It had a lot more than that too. Its speed rocketed up to a stunning base 145, the same as its new.
And can we talk about that? Can we talk about 145 base speed? That thing is light speed. That thing, like, barely anything outruns that. And most of the things that outrun it are in Gen 6 because they're also Megas.
Terrifying special attack. Its Lightning Rod ability gave it an incredible electric immunity, meaning it could block one of the most obnoxious moves in the game, Volt Switch. Finally, some defensive utility.
That is true. I kind of forgot to mention that. Volt Switch is a very good thing to block.
Frail Pokemon, and it even got a +10 boost to its base defense, which didn't change much but was still nice. Mega Sceptile didn't have the overwhelming force and coverage to make much of a mark as an
this was a Talonflame
few players
generation.
tried it, but it quickly became very clear that it wasn't on par with its competition. However, it settled into UU perfectly, immediately establishing itself as an excellent Mega. It was exactly the type.
It killing Slow King in one shot is crazy.
Of forceful wall breaker perfect for offensive teams. All you had to do was give it a free switch in via the tier's many switch moves and you were in business, as not much wanted to take on the combination of Leaf Storm, Giga Drain, and Dragon Pulse, and the few that did were struck lethally by Focus Blast if it actually hit, or Hidden Power Fire, to say nothing of the many resists that crumpled under Leaf Storm's raw strength. You could try to pivot around it with Prediction, but it would throw up a substitute on the switch, and now you had to withstand its hits at full force, which, given how difficult a task that was, almost surely meant you were in trouble. Mega Sceptile was a refreshingly uncomplicated Pokemon, as it pretty much always simply attacked without anything fancier than substitute in its moveset. It was popular on offensive teams, able to provide that beautiful blend of high-speed revenge killing and late-game cleaning while still threatening to break defensive cores open, and all it needed was some switch moves to help it get on the field. Its biggest problem was competition for the Mega slot with the even faster Aerodactyl, but Mega Sceptile was far from outclassed, and its ability to threaten it with its unique stab combination was a major characteristic of 6th generation Yu. Meanwhile, base Sceptile had some interesting adventures of its own down in NU, where it was absolutely superb. It outsped the tier with absurd ease, it hit everything incredibly hard, and most importantly of all, it had great moveset diversity on top of that, which made countering it an absolute nightmare. It wasn't bad enough that it could overwhelm you with power, no. It could also just completely invalidate its own checks depending on its moveset. Can't every Pokemon do this to some extent? Well, yes, but such Pokemon being manageable hinges on them not being as fast and strong as Sceptile was against the NU tier. A healthy Pokemon surprising a counter generally isn't as battle and metagame shattering as Sceptile was. It was unreasonably difficult to answer and recover from its assault. Sceptile brought the heat with choice specs once again, as well as a Swords Dance set wielding Citrus Berry for the Unburden and Acrobatics boost, and an
The Citrus Berry set is just like not as good, bro. The problem is you're trying to use Sceptile, which has 65 defense, 85 special defense. You're trying to tell me that this thing is not gonna die in one hit. It just is. It's frail, man. It's fast, good special attack, usable attack. But then everything else is kind of bad. And like having to survive to like low percentage is very difficult because like it's not frail enough to where not very effective hits will push it into half. But it's not bulky enough to survive a super effective move. So it's just in that perfect range where it's bad at switching in and purposely taking hits to trigger Citrus Berry. Not to mention, you got to use Swords Dance and take a hit and hope that you live so Citrus Berry procs. It's like, it's so much worse, man. It's so much worse than Flying Gem Acrobatics Unburdened. That was the prime. That was like, you could not get better than that. Plus with Unburdened, something I didn't mention, you could run Adamant Nature, and that helped a lot with the attack difference. That boosted your attack just enough to make it work. And it's just not as good without Flying Gem, but it worked.
an all-out mix set. Specs was the one that just clicked attacks and shredded most in its path. With the mix set, Pokemon like Charizard and Scyther that could actually quad resist Leaf Storm were completely ruined as checks because oops, Rock Slide, goodbye. With the Swords Dance variant, Vileplume, an otherwise very good answer, and a quad Leaf Storm resist at that, got blown away by boosted Acrobatics. Both the mix set and Swords Dance sets' Earthquake meant you could forget about Garbodor taking it on. Given Sceptile's immense speed, revenge killing it was far more difficult than your typical hard-hitting wall breaker. And of course, the Swords Dance set's Unburden boost took this to an extreme, meaning even Scarfers couldn't handle it. Sceptile was putting incredible pressure on the player base both in the team builder and on the battlefield, and eventually they decided enough was enough. It was time for a suspect test. Opinions were divided. Sceptile's frailty was often cited as a major factor, and it was true that Sceptile's users really had to walk on eggshells around the problem. Even in a tier as low as NU, Sceptile was not at all a hit taker. However, the fact of the matter was that it simply KO'd too much and was too fast for how much it KO'd. As a result, Sceptile was hit with the Banhammer and went to NUBL. And it was pretty outclassed in the RU tier above, but that was just fine, as Sceptile had already racked up another successful generation, and this time in two different forms. Sceptile was never...
Crazy generation for it. Oh, we are done. Okay, let me swap back. Hold on, let me turn off my webcam here. Turn my webcam back on here. There we go. I wish it would just do it automatically, but bro, it just doesn't do it. I don't know if maybe it's the webcam. Maybe it doesn't have the ability to just do that. Odd place to sleep, man. I'm carrying like 300 rocks right now. Perhaps it is smarter to just take half and drop it. It's much faster to do this. 112 stone. Oh. There we go. Look at all the bullets I got. Look at that. I got so many bullets now. All right, let's put up the arrows. And let's swap out the old crossbow for the we'll go for the makeshift handgun. We'll go for that. I do need to repair it though, and I don't think I have any more ingots left. Wait, no, I do. I totally have ingots left. Yep. Takes 11 to repair that thing though. The metal spear's looking a little weak. Let's fix it. Everything else looks pretty good right now, so I think we're good. Let's grab the wood. You're hungry, Fuddler? Yeah, why don't you, I don't know, jump down off the tree? Can I claim the wood? Thank you. Too much wood, but I need to leave this area before I can do it because there's too many pals in the way. There we go. This is the idea. This is the ideal situation right here. Oh, I didn't pick it up. There we go. I might as well take the stones and the wood that's already been made. Can I would like to acquire, thank you. Yeah, look at this. Infinite wood, infinite stone. Very good, very good. Yeah, so let's go to the shop. Let's go to that area. We can go here, Fisherman's Point. This is a shop. I know of two that are constantly in the area. This place is a little fortified with people. I think this is the item salesman. The one in red sells items. And he also buys them. Bone. I don't think I need bone. High grade medical supplies. See, look, this great at treating weakened and depressed, but it does not heal health. Mind control meds. Very effective in controlling dissidents. They do not heal health. And again, I ask, what I've never had to use this. So I ask, what is the purpose? Maybe it's like, maybe not everything is available yet. That is what I'm thinking. Why is this one 3,000? Look at that. That's a good amount of money. 4,200. Pretty good. Look how fast that is, bro. I forget what the green one sells. Oh, he sells the items. You can just buy them instead of doing that. Instead of crafting it. I didn't know you could even do this. Is this worth it? Absolutely not. You're much better off just crafting it yourself. The rifle ammo is kind of nice. But I don't have a rifle. Fire crossbow. That would be cool. But again, I can craft it. Ring of flame resistance is something that I do not have. And this is kind of tempting. So I think I'm going to buy it. Monarch's crown, golden crown, helmet, schematic, graduate cap. What do I sell to him? Just items? Yeah. This is the area I was talking about where you can find Incineram. Yeah, this is the defense pendant, the life pendant, ring of flame resistance. Can you see the ring on my hand? Do you see it? Unfortunately not. I do not see it on me at all. Oh, it's a cock ring. Okay, gotcha. Where is the blue? I'm blue. If I was green, I would die. If I was green, I would die. I do not see him.
What?
There's the sheriff. Random egg. There it is. Ah! Why here, anime boy? God, he's charging way too much. Oh, the levels? Oh, okay. I didn't notice the levels. 34. This thing is kind of cool. I do want more of these. I think I will buy this one. Kelpsie Ignis. It is kind of adorable. And I have like 3 of them, so I'm trying to merge it into a stronger one. I can sell these. I can't sell these guys because he'll sick the law on me for human trafficking. I can sell the Fuddler. I can sell that. Yeah. But let me just show you this area real quick. This area is kind of mean. Let me turn my sound up. I forgot to do that. This area is kind of intense. Bushi, level 37. I cannot fight that.
What?
Van Wyrms, 29 and 31. Again. I mean, I could fight it. I'm level 31, but not a good idea. What is a good idea is to scavenge this place for eggs, because they are plentiful here, let me tell you. It's kind of crazy. There's so many eggs. Pals just be making babies and leaving them everywhere.
What?
Also, Incineram is one of those PAL designs that's like, absolutely, this is Incineroar and Houndoom put together. But like, again, it is creative. It is something unique. It's not like it's just Incineroar with bones. The body structure is totally different. Well, not a structure, but like the dimensions of the body are totally different. It's not beefy like Incineroar. Instead, it's more lean. So like there is some creativity to this. This is going to be kind of a difficult battle, but I'm here for it. Let me reload. Sorry. Hit it for me. Hit it. The tree's going to get in the way. Never mind. Ah! All right, we're good. Reload. Oh, he dropped a key? Nice. Heck it. Icicle Cutter. That sounds sick, and I want to see it in action, but I think this thing's going to be too high level. 32. Yeah, a little high level. A little high level. But yeah, the reason I'm wearing the heat stuff, the heat outfit, is because it's required for this area. It's too hot. Elk the deer, or Ike the deer, is slacking off. Oh, you want to fight me, buddy?
Yep.
Ah. Oh, yeah. Copper key? Copper key? They just spawn copper keys. That's crazy. What are those? Oh, those are Incinerams. But yeah, this area is kind of too high level for me. But I will pick off the stragglers. Like I will pick off the weaker ones. It's great for level grinding. For myself and for my pals. And with Gale Claw, I can just run away from anything I don't want to fight. So, pretty nice. I have a Bushi, by the way. I managed to get one from an egg. I want Ragnahawk so bad, but I know I'm not gonna be able to catch it. I don't have the balls, literally and metaphorically, to catch that thing. But it looks really cool. Oh, that's her. I heard a noise. I was like, what in the world? Sounds like breathing. But it's her. She's having a little dream. I love Butterbean. Whenever she has a dream, she's just like, she's kind of tweaking. It's kind of funny. There's a Bushi over there. I gotta watch out. Doomud. Warsec can fight Doomuds. It is grass, especially the bullet seed hitting multiple targets. Yeah, that's really good. Hold on now. Ow. Did I trigger the Bushi? I triggered the Bushi. Run! We make a hasty retreat. They are still triggered. Oh my god! We got run out of here. He just teleported, bro. He just teleported. He said nothing personal, kid. I wonder how much copper keys sell for. Because I have an abundance. I put away my gun. Sorry. Don't mean to be hostile. They don't get mad at you for holding a gun. This sells for 1 gold. 100. Man, I paid 1,000 for something like this. Copper keys. 0. They don't even take this. Oh, 3. Why did it say? I don't know. An egg. 1. Okay, fair enough. What the heck, bro? Is sleeping? The innkeeper is sleeping at the job? Wake up! Weird cropping. I haven't seen your face before. Did you come from far away? You must be on lunch already. Take time to rest up. I would love to, but I cannot. I'm sure that will have function too. Like, I think the NPCs in the game are very weak when it comes to like interactivity. There's not really much going on. But there is like the seeds of what's to come, right? The seeds have been planted, and I can definitely see like this game becoming more interactable with NPCs and side quests and stuff like that. I can see that coming around. Let's see. Pals are hungry. Oh, it's Fuddler again because he's stupid and he can't get off. I'll just respawn all of them. Yeah, there we go. Whee! Alright, let's put the fire egg here. I've got 3 of them at different locations. So this one is a little bit farther from the fire. Seems just a little cold. This one is right next to it. Seems just a little cold? What do you mean? There's 3 fires? Okay, usually that doesn't happen. I don't know why that's happening. But then this one is far away. So like the fire eggs hatch super slow. But the water and ice eggs and dark eggs hatch really fast far away from fire. So there's a little bit of strategy to the egg hatching in the game. I can put this with the rest of my equipment. I think I put it over here. No, where was it at? Was it this one? Yeah, okay, there we go. Yeah, I've just got all the different schematics here. Feathered Hairband Schematic 3. I'm not even sure what this does because it's like, it's the same feathered hairband as this. And I guess like the rarity means it would be a better thing, but to craft it is so much material that it's just not worth it to me right now. So I don't know. It's not really worth it at the moment. Let's see, what time is it? I can go ahead and sleep. We'll sleep and then bring back up this. Let me turn off my webcam, sorry. And then turn it back on here. There we go. Okay, let's finish watching this.
Much
Talking
of a
about
doubles
Gen
Pokemon,
6
given its
VGC
immense
for
frailty
Sceptile.
and lack of real support tactic. Pretty much the antithesis of VGC grasses. However, upon receiving its Mega Evolution, it found a tiny, barely even considered a niche for itself. Competition for the Mega slot was incredibly fierce, but Mega Sceptile had some things to like. Most notably, the ability to outrun and smash Mega Salamence with Dragon Pulse, as
That
well
is
as
really good.
outspeeding many variants of Scarflander Asterion. Even still, it wasn't much. It was absolutely worthless against Talonflame and Trick Room, popular pillars of the metagame at the time, but it found a few placements. Most interestingly, Gyp Snowick reached 8th at the Netherlands Regionals, pairing it with Heliolisk, whose discharge hit Mega Sceptile's Lightning Rod and gave it a much appreciated special attack boost. Additionally, That's a +1 reached 5th at the California Winter Regionals, and at the 2016 Italian Nationals, the restricted metagame, Alessio Yuri Boschetto reached 7th, utilizing Mega Sceptile's ability to strike Primal Kyogre and Mega Rayquaza super effectively, as well as having the Raichu style Lightning Rod electric move Absorption. Now, of course, it wasn't really a true part of those two metagames, to say the least, but it was better than nothing. Mega Sceptile didn't fit into the new UU metagame of Generation 7, but that was just fine, as it absolutely excelled in the new RU, and it did so despite the fact that there was strong grass-type competition in Virizion and Roserade, neither of which
Roserade's
took
so
up the
cool. I
Mega
love
slot.
Roserade's
However,
design.
Mega Sceptile was absolutely worth it, with how its speed towered over the rest of the tier,
It's
and its
insanely
power
fast.
threatened most everything in its path. Its stabs were as fierce as ever, but his go-to set became a new spin on its old playstyle, as it incorporated Leech Seed and Protect into its moveset. Protect allowed it to completely stuff first impression attempts from Golisopod, while also safely scouting revenge-killing attempts from Scarfers, the ones fast enough to outrun Mega Sceptile anyway, as it was so fast it outran the likes of Gardevoir, and Leech Seed had incredible synergy with Protect, allowing Mega Sceptile to reliably drain and wear down whichever bulky Pokemon wanted to switch into it, from Mandibuzz to Registeel to Florges, as well as maximizing the provided recovery for the sake of Mega Sceptile's longevity, allowing it the opportunities necessary to bludgeon the opponent repeatedly until they succumb. Mega Sceptile
I wasn't as big of a fan of Gen 7 Mega Sceptile because the Leech Seed set was more popular. Again, it's like, it's good, but it's not like as good as it could be. Mainly because like when you use the Mega Stone, you can't use leftovers. Like you're locked into the stone. You can't use anything else. So it's a little, I don't know. It's just kind of a little bit more lame to me. Going with the seed set, but that was like the best set that you would run for Mega Sceptile in singles anyway. So yeah, my favorite thing, talking about VGC, my favorite thing to do with Mega Sceptile was to run Scarf Thunderous Therian, use Discharge, and this way when you're Scarf, you're faster than Mega Sceptile, so Sceptile would get the boost before it would use its attack. So like you would discharge, hit the opponent's stuff, hopefully both of them, but maybe they had a ground type or whatever, right? And then Lightning Rod would boost up Sceptile, and then Sceptile would smash anything with like a really strong grass or dragon move, hidden power fire, and then you'd probably just run Protect on the fourth move. I would run that, or I would run Focus Blast. But yeah, for doubles was really interesting because I built like a whole discharge themed team with Lightning Rod and like some ground types. And then Gen 7 came around and added Marowak to the list of Lightning Rodders. And that was pretty good. A fire ghost type with Lightning Rod is crazy. Unfortunately, it couldn't use a special attack boost because it's a physical attacker, but the idea was still there and it was really cool.
now had much greater freedom in hitting the field via not just switch move using teammates, but directly switching into weak resistant moves since it could heal them off with Leech Seed, as well as its accentuation from Giga Drain. The Gen 7 burn nerf helped a lot in both this regard and the efficacy of its Leech Seeds, as taking 6.25% per turn as opposed to the previous 12.5% was far more manageable, and meant Mega Sceptile wasn't half bad at switching into Scalds, especially useful for offensive teams that otherwise couldn't afford a truly reliable answer into the move. Leech Seed also made Mega Sceptile into more of a team player, as the recovery could bolster teammates as well. The ability to hit hard and fast while also playing the more utility focused style of Leech Seed gave a ton of depth to its game, and this combined with how well Mega Sceptile matched up against the metagame at large, including a tremendously advantageous one-on-one matchup against the tier's best Mega, Blastoise, meant Mega Sceptile was an excellent defining force in Gen 7 RU. Base Sceptile returned returned to NU, and this time around it wasn't broken, but it was superb
Power
once
creep,
again.
bro.
It wielded a
You drop a
simple
tier
life form
every single
all-out
generation.
attacking set and sliced through much of the tier with its characteristic amazing speed and good power. What was particularly impressive is that it achieved this in spite of the metagame's focus on many top tier Pokemon that messed with it in some way. Incineroar, Scarf Pisibian, Garbodor, and many other grass resists. Yet Sceptile, with the raw power of Leaf Storm and the right coverage for the job, still managed to play its game as it always had and did so well. Its reason
Sceptile, like, from Gen 5 to Gen 7, honestly, from Gen 5 to Gen 9, honestly, just being real, Sceptile has gotten nothing different. Other than, like, base Sceptile, not Mega Sceptile, but base Sceptile has gotten nothing different since Gen 5. and it still, like, it still does its job, but it's like, it's just steadily, just because of power creep over time, it's steadily just gotten worse. I would like to see some more special moves, like give it Earth Power. Freaking please. I hate when they give stuff Earthquake, but they don't give it Earth Power. If it's a mixed attacker, right? Because, like, why not? If it can make the Earth quake, it can make it power.
This denting Leaf Storm was terrifying
I don't
because
know.
of the many
If
other
they're the
top tier
same move,
Pokemon
but
is
just
so
physical and
utterly
special
decked
practically.
super effectively and neutrally alike, from Slowking and
I know they're not the
Blastoise
exact
to
same.
Heliolisk and Steelix. And your resist preferred switching into Leaf Storm and still taking notable heavy damage rather than getting outright crushed by Focus Blast, Hidden Power Ice,
If it hits.
or Earthquake. Forget thinking you could lure Leaf Storm, drop its special attack, and deal with it that way either, as Sceptile could catch such attempts not just with coverage, but with its second stab move, Giga Drain, meaning it wasn't even a prediction, as it was
This is
still
the
clicking
same
the
old
grass
song
move
and
it
dance.
wanted to.
It's
And
like
Giga
past
Drain did this
generation.
while healing Sceptile,
It's the same
and thus
thing, it's
preventing
just
it
a
from
different
getting worn
environment.
down by its own life form. So you could rule that out as an option too. Sceptile was once again a reliably excellent force on offensive team, giving it a genuinely great gig in Generation 7 NU, and capping off another successful generation for Sceptile as a whole. Mega Sceptile still didn't have much of a VGC presence at all in Gen 7.
Oh, yeah, this
but
guy.
once again, its
I
innate
forgot
good
about
traits
him.
of stabs and speed inspired a few players to try it. And
Mr. Talent. Wasn't his original name something Nips? Wasn't his name Nips at some point? I remember him though. He was
it
funny.
managed some placements. At the 2018 Peru special event, Jose Benavides reached 6th. Then in 2019, funnily enough, base Sceptile actually had a placement in the Sun series where Megas were banned. Sebastian Gomez reached 13th at the Santiago de Chile special event. Mega Sceptile then popped up again a couple times in the Ultra.
Look, I'll say it. I'll say it like just because everyone else wants to say it, but no one can because they're not brave enough. Why do so many games? Why do so many games and beyond games, like so many other things? Why do they have like abbreviations for CP? Why? Every time people look at maybe I'm weird for this, I don't know. I'm just like I'm just cursed with the knowledge. But like every time I see CP, I think of the worst. That's just like I'm internet brain. So like I see that and I'm like, why do so many game companies do this? What does it even mean at this point in this format? Competitive points? Like, why don't you just like make something else? Use a different word instead of points. Because that's like, I mean, Call of Duty, you got COD points, which in itself is an abbreviation of an abbreviation. What else you got for it? Crafting points in various games. Like, can't we do something else? Can't we do, like, instead of crafting, building points, BP? Okay. Instead of competitive points, we just do battle points, BP, like Pokemon already have, BP. Victory points, VP, Vice President.
Santiago de Chile special event. Mega Sceptile then popped up again a couple times.
There's a store that I've seen, like, there's a store that's called the CP store. And I'm like, how do the FBI not have, like, a camera tracking you at all times in that store? It would, if I were an FBI agent, it would be on my radar.
As in the Ultra Series, Luis Medrano reached 4th at the Panama Special event, and Devin Powers reached 13th at the Santa Clara Regionals. Once again, the nichest of the niche, but it was something. No more Mega Sceptile in Gen 8, but
Rest in peace, bro. The biggest, this Gen 8, you know, Gen 6 was not the greatest generation. Gen 7 was okay. Gen 7 was pretty good in my opinion. Like, the story was kind of good. I liked it. I liked the Pokemon for the most part. Everything was so slow in Gen 7 for some reason, but you know, Gen 7 was all right, right? It had good characters and stuff like that. I enjoyed the experience of playing the game. But Gen 8 is really when they just started dropping the ball. Gen 8 is when they were like, hey, we're going to take, you know that fan favorite mechanic, Mega Evolution? Yeah, it's gone. It's gone. It's still in Pokemon Go. But we're taking it away from the main games. Why? What good reason would anyone have to remove Mega Evolutions? Yeah, some of them are broken. Okay, some of them are broken. Fix them, bro. You make the game. You can rebalance stuff. You do it every generation by giving new moves. Sometimes you give stat buffs. I wish you would do it more. New abilities. Pelipper. Right? It went from being one of the least used Pokemon to being one of the most. We can't do that for Mega Evolutions, okay? Mega Salamence is broken. Well, no crap. You gave it to a Pokemon that was already good. But the mistake can't be taken back. So what do? I don't know. You make the game. You can change how it works. Instead of Aerialate, give it like Truant. That's not a good idea. But like, I mean, I don't know. Just give it something like non-insane. Give it an ability that's like, you know, just a normal ability or something. Oh, what the heck? I'm getting raided?
Yeah.
Hold on, let me fight these things. Pokemon, the pals got nothing against a good old Glock. It's funny. I was kind of stun locking them between shots. But yeah, my base is just like, my base is too good because the location is what makes it insane. Also, why do they still end up outside the base? They keep doing it, bro. Why? Alright, let's hatch the eggs. Let's see what we get. Probably nothing good since they're common size. Hey, another Kelpsie Ignis. I can merge it now. Nice. I think I can merge it. Another one. I can definitely merge it. So let's go over here. Let us consider what the best one is. Bottomless stomach. That is bad. Positive thinker. That's okay. Hard skin. More defense. I like that one. It's also level 27. This one, aggressive, it boosts attack, and I think that's it. Okay, I think the hard skin level 27 one, definitely it. And then we extract these four. There we go. Now we have based Kelpsie. We have based 1-star Kelpsie Ignis, which is the fire variant of that pal, which is originally, I would assume, water. I would prefer if it was water fire. That would be cooler, but beggars can't be choosers, I guess. Alright, and the medicine as well. Alright, let's get back to the video.
Sceptile kept right on trucking. It dropped to PU this time around and was absurdly broken. Who'd have thought such
Yes.
a low-powered tier would struggle with such a strong, fast Pokemon? Metagame staples all collapsed before its stab and coverage. Gigalith, Sandslash, Charizard, Rabombi,
The Unburdened
even
set
so-called
was
checks like
extremely
Ferrosean
good
and
here.
Togedemaru
And let
were
me tell you, Gen 7, he didn't talk about this much, but Gen 7 in OU, running Tapu Koko with electric terrain and giving this thing the electric seed, oh, so good. That combo was so good. Like, I used that in OU. I kid you not. I used Sceptile in OU when it was an NU Pokemon. And it was good. It could actually surprise the opponent and get some wins. Now, I'm not saying you're going to win any tournaments with it, but it certainly was a good thing to use. It was very effective at what it was doing, which is insanely fast. Nothing could outspeed it with Unburden. And then with the Swords Dance, you're hitting fairly hard. You got to weaken the Pokemon before you send this thing out, but once you get the stage set, you send this thing in and it destroys. It was very good. It was very good.
were really just victims temporarily diluted.
And Gen 8 did this thing better because it gave the terrain abilities to 4 new Pokemon. You've got, instead of it just being the Tapus, you've got Rillaboom for grass, which is kind of redundant running 2 mono grass types on the same team, unfortunately. But Thwackey also had it. So you got people using Thwackey and PU in this thing just to trigger Unburden with a Grassy Seed. You've also got Indeedee, male or female, with Psychic Terrain, and Expanding Force. I wish they kept that in Gen 9, but oh well. That was insane. That was very good. And the seeds, basically, if you don't know, the seeds boost your defense or special defense depending on the terrain. So Misty and Psychic will boost your special defense. Grassy and Electric will boost your physical defense. And since they're one-time use items, it triggers Unburden, doubles your speed, you use Swords Dance, you go crazy. And because they boost your defense, it's so much better to use it with this instead of Citrus Berry because it actually lets you take a hit, potentially, to use Swords Dance and sweep afterwards. So much better. And unlike Rain, which requires Rain to be up for like Swift Swim users, Unburden sticks. You're never getting rid of this unless you switch. So, very good. Very good.
Into thinking otherwise. If you didn't have Eldegoss, you were toast. Wait, that could get lured by Acrobatics.
Yeah, Acrobatics,
Never
yeah,
mind.
Eldegoss
Oh,
was
and the
not a
best
problem.
part, Sceptile was supported by terrains. Indeedee female Psychic Terrain lets
Yep.
Sceptile eat its Psychic Seed, activating Unburden and boosting its special defense along the way. It was so naturally fast that it outran everything with Unburden activated, and could thus invest in max HP, making it bulky. Yes, that's right, bulky Sceptile, because it just wasn't
Look at that. It lived a stab in Hail Blizzard.
tough enough to deal with before. Now it was strong, fast, and a good hit taker. That wasn't even the only terrain supporting it either. It could also pair up with Thwackey for grassy terrain, which functions similarly as far as Grassy Seed activating Unburden and bulking Sceptile out, except on defense this time. But it also powered up Sceptile's stab because it just wasn't strong enough already.
The only thing with grassy terrain, and this is why I preferred Tapu Koko with electric terrain. The only problem with grassy terrain is that it weakens Earthquake. So you would have to go for like low kick or something. But a rock slide. But you wouldn't be able to hit steel if you did that. So there was a compromise with grassy terrain, but you did hit hard with Leaf Blade.
Sceptile absolutely thrashed PU to within an inch of its life and got quick banned. It was far from done though. Turns out the Sceptile Thwackey combination was excellent in NU too. And Sceptile could also pair up with Pincurchin and its electric terrain. With
Yep.
its bulk, power, and speed, it was
And I prefer it too because Pincurchin's got, spikes, toxic spikes. It had Scald back then, so it had some good coverage. It didn't have Volt Switch for some stupid reason, but it was still pretty decent.
highly effective at slicing through the majority of NU teams, crushing would-be answers like top-tier Pokemon Vileplume and Guzzlord, potentially even slotting in Rock Slide to drop the seemingly perfect check in Talonflame, as well as Earthquake to rip through Garbodor. The problem was that Sceptile was not worth much of anything outside of terrain, but in terrain it was so outstanding as to be mandatory on teams abusing them. Strangely, terrain teams' popularity didn't match their tournament success. success. So that and Sceptile's specificity prevented it from attaining the usage necessary to become a true NU Pokemon. But that meant nothing regarding its excellent viability in the tier and capacity to ruthlessly checkmate opponents. So overall, Generation 8 was another smashing success for Sceptile. Sceptile
so
has
good.
returned to PU in Generation 9, and it once again has taken
Yeah, this is the shock to me, is that it's returned to PU somewhat recently, and it's staying in PU. Power creep, man. And once again, it's because Sceptile has gotten nothing. Like, it's gotten nothing. Sure, it got Dragon Dance, but you'd be crazy to use it. Why would you ever use Dragon Dance? Just use Swords Dance with Unburdened. There's no need for more speed.
taking up the mantle of Unburdened Sweeper alongside terrain support from Thwacky and Indeedee Female. Its Swords Dance acrobatic sets with corresponding seeds remain poised to sweep at a moment's notice.
They didn't give
with
him
surgical
scale.
precision, but
He doesn't have scaly
There are
texture. I know you can't see it on the stream because the window is so small. I do that on purpose, by the way, in case you caught this mid reaction. I don't want to steal the thunder from the people who made the video. So if you want to watch it in all of its high res glory, if you want to read the text that's on the screen, you gotta watch the original video. But yeah, they don't give him the texture, and the balls on his back look more like Tentagons. Hexagon is 8, so Tenta would have to be 10, right? Tentagon? They're very, like, low poly, man. They didn't improve his model at all. It sucks.
primary differences to Sceptile's PU game now. The first is that Sceptile is no longer completely beholden to such sets and their reliance on terrains. It is also capable of blasting away with old-fashioned special attacking sets. The second is that whether it's Swords Dancing or Leaf Storming, Sceptile is a tremendous abuser of terrestrialization.
Yes,
As a special
I'll agree.
attacker, it can terrestrialize fire and unleash Terra Blasts that make passive
Terra Fire with any grass type is insane. Like, it just is. You take the thing you're weak against, now I am my weakness, and I'm going to kill you.
hidden power fires blush in comparison. And as a Swords Dancer, it is
Bronzong is PU too. That blew my mind. I'm like, wait, what? How's Bronzong PU? It's like one of the better bulky leads in the game.
utterly terrifying with terrestrializing flying, with acrobatics becoming even more of a game ender. At
Terraflying, yeah, Terraflying is crazy. But again, you're stuck to, you know, the seeds or the citrus berries. So
this point, the PU metagame is going through one massive shakeup after another, but it looks as though Sceptile will continue to do Sceptile things. It's got plenty of solid grass type competition, but no other grass can do quite what Sceptile does. It's a bit early to call Gen 9 a rousing success or anything of the sort, but it looks bright at this point in time. And that's it. So how great was Sceptile actually? Well,
very good, good video. I do love a good Sceptile appreciation video. I do love it. And he had already made a video on Sceptile. Oh, let me change my scene. He already made a video on Sceptile years ago, but now, like, he's gone back because what'd I walk out to? Bro is slacking off? No, he's on fire. How many rocks do we have? 218 rocks. So many rocks. It kind of looks like I'm blindfolded from certain angles. I almost look like Daredevil. Speaking of, I have been watching Daredevil, and might I say, it is very good. Season 1, so good. I'm partially through season 2 now. The Punisher arc is crazy. I love the Punisher arc. And I'm kind of glad to see that I'm not the only person. I'm not the only writer who does this. Where, like, sometimes you have an idea for a story, but it's like it's not quite enough to make a whole season out of. Like, Punisher being, I don't want to spoil too much, but Punisher being, like, the main antagonist of a 13-episode season would never work. it would just never work because like, because the idea is like, you know, if he loses a bunch of times to Daredevil, then it makes him look kind of like an idiot. Because he's the one who's directly involved. He doesn't hire anyone to work for him. He does all the fighting himself. Yeah, did you need a little sleep after you burned to death? Jesus. Yeah, I mean, oh, hold on. Quite stressed out. Bro, he's stressed out. Nope. I am going to demand you take a break in the hot tub. Is it sleeping? I'm just gonna put you in the bed. How about that? Okay. That's good. Bro, I know you ain't about to do it. Nope. I told you to sleep. I dare you to get up from this. He's doing it. This is just exactly like lazy workers. This is just lazy workplace laziness. Dude is complaining about being overworked and stressed out, but he won't go to sleep. He won't take a break. I tell him to take a break, but he won't do it. He is the source of his own problems. Can't get good employment anymore, man. Even though I don't pay you. It's not very much employment, but I digress. I'm gonna go back to the Fisherman's Point. I'm gonna try and find some more high-level Dumuds. Get the War Sect. What the heck is this? Low poly bucket. Banes. I will not anger the Bushi. Look how fast this is, bro. Like I love how fast you can just move around like this. It's so good.
Yeah.
Fight!
Yeah.
Get back out there, you coward. Entirely too late. Up! Up! Ah! Dang it. My reaction time is so slow on that. I'm like, it's not that I don't see it coming, it's that I'm like, okay, maybe I can risk it by going for one more shot. It's hard to dodge that. Got him. Dude Mud is slacking off. Yeah, I killed him. Oh. That's not good. Woo! That was close. Hi. Dude, leave me alone. Bro. Where's the other one? I know there was two. Did he kill the other one? I guess he might have killed the other one. I don't see his body, though. Oh, there he is. There's always a Bushi hanging around. That scares me. Bro. Quit your last minute turning. Thank you, Warsec. Nope. The Eye of Sauron! Okay, never mind, it's gone. Why are you on fire? Learn Shadow Burst. That's cool. Shadow Burst. Yeah, okay. Okay, we'll take that. I need a dark move on that thing. Another Dew Mud.
Wah.
It's just one. That's easy to deal with. I can just let Warsec do all the heavy lifting here. I don't even need to fight. Get the Bullet Seed machine gun. Very strong, very strong. Earth bending, water bending, seed bending. Whoa! Bro, it's like a stone whenever you throw it.
What?
I like how this one looks. Oh. Oh, these guys. I hate these guys. But their flamethrowers seem to not hit pals. I do have the Ring of Flame protection, though. Yeah, see, it doesn't do anything to him. Brothers of the Eternal Pyre Martyr. Wrong move. Alright. And all these guys are level 32, so it's a little bit stressful.
Yeah.
Whoa! Use the tree as a shield. The Stone Blast move, I think that's what it is. Holy crap. They're flamethrowering that thing from the sky. That looks sick. These flames cast a long way, too. Alright, Gunther, get involved. I'm gonna start fighting these things. These things are gonna be the bigger threat. They're hard to headshot, though, because the way they're shaped. Ah! Gunther, take care of this. You can do it, I believe. I'll let Gunther handle the rest of it. Get it! Hey! Nice. So we're starting to handle the big boys. By the way, this is a volcano, apparently. Volcanic island. A little bit of a tropical paradise. Because this is foot of the volcano. I went all the way to the other side because I just wanted to see like what's around it. It appears to be circular, so I need to go the other way one day. But yeah, there's this whole big chunk of it that I need to explore. And just for the record, like this is as big as this surface area over here. So I have so much more I need to explore just on this area that I don't feel comfortable doing yet because my levels aren't high enough. And then there's so much stuff over here. There's a lot up here. Like there's so much to explore. I know there's got to be something over here. And this is where you start off. So I mean, look at this. What the heck is this? Look at what is this thing? It looks like a creature's spine. So yeah, I mean, there's a lot left to explore, in the world. I'm always finding a new pal as well. Upset and not willing to do any tasks. Fine, take a day off. Jesus. Upset and not willing to do any tasks. Fine. Feeling down because of bad working conditions. Jeez, everyone is just so lazy. Let's fast travel to the black market dealer. FBI listening to my microphone are gonna love that clip. Whoa! He spawned right in front of me. Okay, let's move. Run away from the wild hog. Love that movie. If you ever watched that, Tim Allen, John Travolta, and then two other guys that I don't know the name of, but all of them are funny. That was smooth. You see that? Freaking smooth, man.
Yep.
Is there a way to speedrun this game? I haven't even thought about it. Fellbat's kind of cool, but I already have one. I could try and make a super Fellbat, but probably not worth it. Alright. Sorry, buddy. No sale today.
What?
So tempting. So tempting. For any chest. Any chest in this area? Oh! Yep. They tend to spawn around here, so I try and look around before I leave. That's probably not faster, but I do it anyway. Up! Dang it. That is unfortunate.
Yeah.
Alright.
What?
The climbing mechanics are a little finicky. Sometimes they want to work, sometimes they don't. Ooh, earth egg.
What?
You just gotta know your way around it. You gotta know your way around the mechanics. The movement in the game is not super complex or anything. You're not gonna be pulling off any kind of cool tricks that would stun the people of the world, but there is some tech that will probably be invalidated once the game updates and fixes some bugs. But there are some things. Got anything in my inventory? Bones. Go with this one. Soul. Fire organ. I think earth is like they want to be not too close to fire. Seems just a little cold. Okay, well, let's put you right at the fire. Pardon me. Should I put a fourth fire down? Let me fix this. Actually, you know what? I was about to get the fox that can be wielded as a flamethrower. And then I had the intelligent thought of not doing that and possibly burning my house down. So I would not be doing that. Instead, I would be jumping into the hot tub and relaxing. I think we're going to cut it here. It's a pretty good stream. Pretty good. We played some Pal World and also reacted to the False White Gaming Sceptile video. I don't know how often I'll do the reacting stuff because I tend to be like very against reacting unless like you take measures to not, rob the entire video from like, the person. Like I watched it fully to its completion, but I put it in a tiny corner in the screen so that for people watching, it wouldn't be like, oh, you wouldn't you could still gain something by watching the original video in like its high quality because you can't really read the text. So like there is some value there, especially if you are a Pokemon player and you want to learn the strategies of the moves and the abilities and everything. You will want to check out False Swipe Gaming, because he lists all the moves and abilities popularly used by the Pokemon in the generation. So, but yeah, I might do more of that in the future. Not necessarily restricted to Pokemon. It could also be just other videos. So, just I don't know if you have any suggestions. Comment in the Discord. I'll go ahead and type in the link tree in the chat so you can follow me there. The link tree is just a all-in-one place for all of my social media links. If you put that in your search bar, well, I should do https://linkter.ee/Demonico. Demonico is the name of my webcomic, if you're curious. First one. But yeah, so if you click that, you'll go to all my links and you can follow me there. Type in the Discord. You know, if you want, if there's something you want to see me, watch with stream, let me know and I'll add that to the to watch list. So no ripple effects in the water, 0 out of 10 game, literally unplayable. But anyway, that's all I've got for this video stream. Thanks so much for watching. Follow me and hit the bell to get notified when I go live next.